Hi, Manatee. It's Mrs. Kublank. This week, we are going to identify our personal Lexile number that will help us to find books that are on our level that will continue to help us to work towards a higher reading level. It just makes sense to check out books that will help us to grow instead of make us a lazy reader. So we want to make sure that we know our personal Lexile. So this week, we're going to go to brevardschools.org and you're going to click on Launchpad. And once you get to your Launchpad, they have actually updated and added a new app to your Launchpad called SAM, BPS SAM, and that's for everyone. It's new, so we're going to find Sam the dog. Click on SAM, and this is for both teachers and students. It's a brand new app, so once you've signed onto your Launchpad, you should automatically bypass. Last year, we had to sign in with our student number. This year, if through Launchpad, it should automatically take you through to this screen where it says HMH Central. It should identify your name. So I'm borrowing Cal's login so I can demonstrate how to do reading inventory. Notice that down below, I have opened up reading counts and reading inventory as assessments. That means you can use those two tools this year to help you with reading. The difference is reading inventory is going to help us to identify our personal Lexile, and we will do that beginning, middle, and end of the year. And hopefully we'll show the progress that we're hoping to make. Reading counts is what we use on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, where we're reading a book and we know that on the spine of the book it has a red sticker or a reading count sticker that tells us that there's a comprehension quiz, a 10-question comprehension quiz that checks to see if we're reading and understanding what we're reading. So it's just a self-check. It's a good monitoring program that we use here at Manatee. This week we are assessing our Lexile. So we're not going to do a reading counts quiz. We're going to reading inventory. So click right on reading inventory. And the first screen that may pop up is, reading comprehension or foundational reading. We are not, this is probably for our first timer. This is a second grader. So for some of my older kids, you may not get this screen, which is perfectly fine. You are going to go to the books. We are not checking our alphabet. We are going to check our reading comprehension. It will prompt you to pick 3 kinds of books that you like to read. This is just a step that allows at the end of this assessment to give you suggested books to read on your new Lexile. It does not mean that they're in our library. It simply is in a bookstore, out in the real world. These are great suggested books that are on your new personal Lexile. So I encourage kids to pick 1, 2, or 3 and then move on to the next thing. So we'll pick 3 and go on. Notice that the next is orange. That means I can go on to the next screen. So the directions basically say, and I'll read them to you, for each item, you will read a passage and complete a sentence about what you read. Select the word that best completes the sentence by clicking on it with a mouse. Use your strategies, guys. This is not a time test. You take your time to do your best to find out what is your personal Lexile. When you're ready, you can move on to the next question by clicking the next button with the mouse, just like you see here on the screen. If you would like a skip question, click on the skip button, and I'll show that to you in just a second. This is not a graded test. This is a tool that we use to identify your Lexile. So it has some features in here that I think allow kids to relax and not feel like they're rushing. I tell kids that they're not Russians, that they're Americans. That's my funny haha, that you take your time. Don't rush through your test. Next, for my second graders, you are going to have a practice test, and it will just a couple short questions. It just allows you to kind of be familiar with all the different assessments. So this is what it looks like. You have the passage on the left and the sentence on the right, and notice that there is a new button this year, contrast. This is what you can change. You can change your background screen to be black, so you have white text, or what we've had in the past, we have a white background with a black text. So you change it to what's comfortable to your eyes. The font still is available to make it larger or smaller. And here's that skip button I was telling you about. It shows that I have 3 left. If you skip on it, it takes away 1, goes on to another question. It does not affect your score. It simply is a tool. If you tried all your strategies and you cannot figure out the answer, you do have an option to skip, but you only have 3 of them. Once you have selected an answer, like this, and you can try all 4 choices to when you have the cars are, let's see, 2 cars are in the start zone. They look at the pole, the light on the pole is green. It is time to go. The cars are ready, the cars are cool, the cars are little, the cars are funny. Yes, the correct answer in my mind, the cars are ready. I go up to my next button and click next. What will happen is you'll get a random selection of questions, and each person is different. The computer is trying to figure out what is your personal lifestyle. Some 6th graders, it takes 30 minutes. Some 2nd graders, it takes 15 to 20 minutes. So take your time, do your best. Remember, you'll get a suggested list of books to read at the end on your Lexile. At the very top of the screen, you'll have your personal Lexile identified at the top. So keep track of that and use that when you are checking out books in the library. Good luck.